Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and if you like Ute-converted Toyotas, well, SnowRunner is definitely the game to be playing right now, because this Cruiser 105, or rather, Roamer 105, I don't know why I called it the Cruiser 105, probably because my mind had Land Cruiser in it still. Either way, this is the Roamer 105 Ute conversion, and it is a console-friendly mod, and it's also available on console. It has, as of the recording date of this video, been approved for consoles. So, without any further ado, we're out here on the Outback overlanding map. We're going to do a quick build on this thing, and then we are going to take it out on the trails, and if you do not want to watch the customization process, feel free to skip ahead to where the driving takes place. But, let's go ahead and get it inside the garage and start the build. Now, first off, we're going to jump into the engine. It starts with a 1HZ, but we're going to go with the 1HD FTE, and then from there, we're going to stick with, well, we got one gearbox option, the H151 factory gearbox. Now, suspension-wise, we have standard coil height, superior 3-inch lift, superior 5-inch lift, and then GVM upgrade, which is only recommended if you're going to be towing heavy loads. So we're going to go with the 5-inch lift, and then we're going to go for a set of, whoa, you can go up to a 43? Oh my god, that is actually a lot bigger of a tire than I thought we'd be able to put on this thing. That's a lot of tire. Like, 43-inch tires are massive. Let's do the standard snorkel, and then roof-wise, we will do the 50-inch light bar to, as the description states, light the way at night. And then from there, we've got some tray add-ons that we can't use yet. Bull bar accessories. Well, we need the bull bar first. Let's see. All right, there we go. So we've got a couple of different options, ARB Deluxe and ARB Summit. And then let's see, OEM style bull bar and comp style bull bar. Let's do the comp style. I really like that, actually. And then now we can go up to the bull bar accessories, and if we want to throw some of these antennas on here, we totally can. Now, I'm kind of back and forth on whether or not I want the antennas. I like them. But at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I really like the clean look of the front of the vehicle as well. So let's see, tray itself, work in progress, work in progress, work in progress. Let's see, I'll tell you what, we'll do this one. And then tray accessories, we will do, oh dear. It looks like they require this. So we'll go with that, and then we'll do, yeah, then we'll do that. And then from here, we can do, let's see, wheels-wise, we've got the fuel ammo, the alloy, the, let's see, steel bead locks, and, let's see, kind of like old-school steel wheels. So I'm thinking we'll go with these, and then from there, we have a few different colors to choose from. Not a massive selection of colors, to be fair, but still a pretty decent selection to choose from. So let's see. I think we're going to go with this, like, kind of darker or, well, honestly, now I'm going back and forth on it. How about, I mean, I like the tan, I like the green. You know what? We're going to do the green on this one. I dig the green. All right, now we can get this thing out on the trails. And I was originally going to, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to set it back to morning because, A, we're going to be driving for a minute, and so I do want to be able to see this thing at different times of day. And if I skip to afternoon on this particular map, it immediately starts raining sometimes, and I would rather not, like, immediately be in a rainstorm right off the bat. Now, one thing you do need to know about this vehicle is that it is a diff lock only allowed in low range vehicle, so you cannot use the lockers in automatic mode. You have to use low range in order to use the lockers, but some people like that because they feel it preserves the realism. Others are a fan of having the diff lock always on. So let's see. Personally, I would like the option to have full control over the lockers to where you could turn them on in automatic, but you would have a higher risk of damage. I think that that would be a really good way to balance it because, yes, you'd still have the option to turn them on if you wanted to, but you would just go into it knowing that, hey, if I turn these on while I'm in automatic mode, I run a higher risk of damaging my axles. So it's kind of an up-in-the-air thing, but let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. Like, if you would be okay with an option like that, or if you think, no, they should be restricted to just, you know, low range only. But I mean, either way, it all comes down to how you prefer to drive and how you prefer to play the game. So let's see. We got a pretty good sized mud pit up here. Let's see how it takes this. Easing in and low. It does pretty well already. I mean, we're just lumbering through. I'm really trying to make sure that I keep my momentum fairly high, because if I don't keep my momentum fairly high, you obviously run into issues where it starts to sink, and then you're in for some trouble. But you also run into that same issue if you enter the mud too fast. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. So locker's off now. Speaking of too fast, what happens if we try to do this in high? Oh, it immediately starts wheel spinning. It immediately starts wheel spinning. Although I will say, in automatic mode, even with the lockers off, this thing's got mega grip. It actually does really, really well. Look at this. Really, really well. I'm very impressed with it. For that being with no lockers, that is extremely impressive. And, I mean, hats off to this thing for being able to do that good of a job with no lockers whatsoever. Now, last time we were out here, we went left, and this time I think we may go right. The only thing with going right is I'm not sure where that trail goes, like, right offhand. So, oh! This goes immediately into a river. Yo, this is sick. I love this. All right, let's see if we can work our way across the river. That's a little bit deeper than the mud we dealt with earlier, but still extremely impressive that we're doing all of this with no lockers, and it's still remaining very consistent, very easy to drive, very easy to use, super approachable vehicle. Like, if you are looking for a vehicle that is on console that definitely applies to that, you know, off-road trail-ready ute that you can also drive on the road, and it's no big deal, this is a really good option for that, for sure, especially if you want something that's a little bit more on the modern side of things, because I know we've talked a lot about the Trail Cruiser 60 ute lately, but this one, if you're a little bit more of a fan of the modern rigs, this might be a little bit more your style. So let's see, where are we going over? Oh, that's a hill. Let's send it. That hill looks easily sendable. I'll tell you what, we're gonna neutral drop it at the bottom and see. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh no! Not enough momentum for high range. Come on. Oh, no. We're going to try this in high range. I really want to now. I want to see if this thing will hold high gear all the way up to the top. First. Third. All right, there's high. Oh, my God. High is so fast. Oh. We actually took a little bit of damage from that, but I decided to stay in it because I really wanted to see what would happen. High range is really high speed. I mean, like, really, really high speed. That's the equivalent of, like, third or fourth gear in this thing. Impressive, but like kind of scary, and you've got to hold on. If you're gonna commit to a hill climb in high in this thing, you've got to just lock it in gear, plant your foot on the floor, bolt it there, and then just hang on for dear life, because this thing is gonna shred. But, you know, sometimes that's the only approach that works for some of these hills. Maybe not some of the hills on this map. This map's not that gnarly. This is a little bit more of a, you know, it's a little bit more of a, yes, realistic map, but also a very picturesque map. A map that's very, like, it's gorgeous to look at, but not necessarily, you know, designed just purely around challenge. But this thing, I mean, if you were going to climb some of the hills on, say, TNB trails with this rig, you would be, I mean, if you were going to do them in high, you'd be having some sketchy moments, but I guarantee you they'd be entertaining for sure. And I know that that's not everybody's style of wheeling, but for those of you that like to send it, this is gonna be very much so up the alley of those that enjoy the practice of going full send. It really enjoys going full send. Just make sure you bring some repair parts with you, because you might need them. The suspension is set up nice, too, for, like, kind of just cruising down some trails at mild to moderate speeds. It's really soft. It soaks up the bumps really, really well until you fall in a hole like that right there, but we're not going to worry about that. It's fine. Ooh, easy. You gotta wonder, though, at least I gotta wonder, like, does this thing fall apart or get better when you put it in some nasty rocks? That's been my whole, like, back and forth in my brain, like, the entire time I've been driving it. Like, when you show this thing some gnarly rocks, does it get better or does it fall apart? And, ooh, what did we find here? This is quite the downhill. These low ranges are so low, especially in contrast to how fast high is. In a lot of vehicles that I drive, a lot of modded vehicles that I drive, you know, you'll see like the low ranges and then the one high range being fairly close together, like they almost, you know, kind of not fall in line with one another, but they almost like cascade up from one to the other. Whereas in this thing, there's a big gap in speed between low and low plus, and then another huge gap in speed between low plus and high. They are very, very, very different gear ranges for very different speeds and very different scenarios. Although, it does give you a wide range of speeds to use and makes the vehicle a lot more adaptable, I will say that. Come on. I don't know how long it's going to last ripping down a trail like this in high, but I'm kind of curious, and I kind of want to find out. Let's go! Oh, no. It almost stalled. There's second. There's high. Oh, we got a hill climb. Give it some beans. We're going to get some damage from doing this. I'm not lifting. I'm not lifting. Oh! That was... Okay, that was so sick. I am very proud of that. Dude, I did not even lift off the throttle once. Oh, this thing rips. It's so good. Oh, I'm curious. This hill is super steep. I wonder about doing this one in high. Yes, I know there's a stranded lodestar right there, but we'll deal with that later. Beans it! I haven't lifted. I haven't lifted. Oh, big wheelie. Oh, no! We rolled it at the top of the hill. Oh, come on. We basically rolled it right at the top of the hill. That was so close. If I was just a little bit further to the left, I think we would have been fine. And that right there shows how capable this thing is, that it did all of that in high range and was like, yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. I said, you know, don't worry about it. Also, there's a stick in my rocker panel. It's just sitting there. My rocker panel has been stabbed. Why? Why you do this? SnowRunner physics, why? And if y'all enjoyed this look at this awesome vehicle, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.